Hey guys, it's TreeRoot here. I had a bit of a video recording issue with this, so I had to record the video for it. And if there are any issues with syncing up, I'm really sorry about that. And if any of the storyline got changed at all either, like the words might have changed a little bit in the video, I'm sorry if that's the case, but it should be absolutely the same otherwise. Peace, enjoy. Hey guys, what's up? It's TreeRoot here with the third chapter of Heroes Rise the Prodigy. Last game, we got given our hero card, last chapter, after having broken up an Annie gang fight, and I think we might have quit our job as a game tester, which seems a bit strange. That was always a dream job of mine as a kid, to be a game tester, but then as I grew up, I later found out that it's pretty boring, because you just play through games, like one section of a level trying to break it forever, which isn't as fun as it sounds. Anyway, let's jump right back in with the next chapter, the lower case. Chapter 3, the lower case. You free fall to the streets below, dropping 10 stories before you tense your muscles and feel your flight powers kick in. You allow yourself one joy ride up the bank of clouds before swooping back down towards the cover of the skyline. Having your hero license makes flying legal, but you still don't need to start your career with an unregistered flight ticket, so you cruise low against the buildings towards the heart of the city, towards downtown MC. Every time you use your powers, your power level lowers. Different power uses exert different costs. For example, this kind of normal flying only lowers your power by 2. It's important to keep an eye on your power level as you begin to enter battles, but right now you're strong at 98. So I guess we can check that in the stats section here. Next. Your flight from the eastern fringes takes you across the quaint brownstones of Rain Hill and through Valor Park, pulling in closer to the high-end metal giants that mark downtown. You land on a ledge lined with silver statues of Greek gods and goddesses. One of the hardest parts of being a rookie hero is finding cases, a fact you're reminded as a pink-clad heroine bothers some teenagers in a nearby alley and 3 metal sentries thunder through the sky above you. Even if you are lucky enough to stumble upon a decent case, you'll still have to beat out dozens of other aspiring heroes to accomplish the mission and get the credit. So, how are you going to find your very first legitimate hero opportunity? Okay, that's kind of interesting. We're so inundated with heroes that we're trying to, prove ourselves. I just noticed we've got search the hero classifieds. We can patrol the streets, search the hero classifieds, or talk to my PFPP agent Jenny Yu. I think as cool as it is to patrol the streets, I think having an agent would probably be quite cool. Although search the hero classifieds kind of makes me feel like we're a noir detective, which I dig that. So I think we're going to search the hero classifieds. You hold your arm up and press a button on your metal wristband, popping open a panel to reveal your embedded me chip. You can't imagine what life was like before humans merged with their tablets. Aretha does so much for you. Hell, most days she even feels like your best friend. One of my friends pointed out to me that I have heard of the name Aretha before. Like there's like Aretha Franklin and people like that. So I did actually hear the name before. I just had never read it, I don't think. Anyway, you also have your me chip to thank for your powers, since the current accepted power origins theory is that advanced technology paved the way for powered abilities. The theory suggests that once humans integrated with their tablet technology, these tablets began to cover many basic functions like memory and navigation, for example. Once adjusted to this technological enhancement, the human body was able to evolve and unlock new potential in the form of powered abilities. These powers then began to solve pressing global issues, since humans could now do things like generate natural resources and survive in harsher conditions. It seemed that the early 21st century technological boom laid the groundwork for the 22nd century powered boom, which has once again caused the world to change in startling and exciting ways. However, despite the me chip's ceaseless wonders, you certainly just need it to search the internet. You currently just need it to search the internet. Aretha, you say, open up the Holo Classifieds app. Sure thing, Sugar Plum. Me chip, Aretha echoes in your ear. Pick a winner, you hear? As the listings suddenly appear holographically in front of your face, you begin to look for a case that might be suitable. You want your first impression to be a good one, so you open the most prominent featured ad on the home page. You smile as you start to read because the case has been sponsored by Rex Ford Schillers, MC's wealthiest playboy. His family has a major stake in the construction of one of the big star fusion plant that now powers all of Western America. Blimey, one power plant for an entire country nearly? Turns out Rexford recently held a charity gala at his townhouse in the for the Powered Orphan Fund. Naturally, it was the most attended event of the social season, especially since the theme was a powered masquerade ball. The party was a smashing success, but the next day Rexfeld woke up to find one of his most prized possessions had been stolen. A party guest had managed to get past the considerable security measures and steal a valuable Angelino artifact. Do you think that's like Angelina Jolie, but from the UK? Like an Anglian Angelino? I don't know. The Gravitas... Angelino artifact, the Gravitas, a mysterious rod rumoured to have hidden powers. What little is known about the Gravitas makes it one of a kind, highly valuable and potentially dangerous. The police are looking into the theft, but Rexford wants the artifact back so badly that he has opened the case to any powered hero with a reward of $150,000. You nearly choke. Indeed, that is a lot of money. With such a large reward at stake, along with the inevitable media coverage surrounding the high-profile case, you know the competition on this one is going to be fierce. You check the page views on the listings, and of course it has already been visited thousands of times. Still, you promise yourself you go big or go home. This certainly qualifies as going big, though the real reason you want to take this case is because I really need that reward money. The press coverage will get my name out in the heroic world. I'll show the police that I can do their job better than them any day of the week. That's a pretty good reason. The Gravitas could really hurt a lot of people if it falls into the wrong hands. The heroic option. So we've got the money, the fame, the revenge, or the righteous. Oh, that's interesting paths that we could take, to say the least. I think it'd be funny to show the police that I can do their job better than them any day of the week. Heroes should be the new standard for justice. You're going to prove that by solving this case. Unfortunately, the only clue available in this case is a photo of the suspected thief, who was an unnamed +1 guest at the gala. The photo features a man dressed in an expensive suit and wearing a mask themed after regalia. A very flamboyant hero/rock star. To match his emerald-encrusted mask, the thief's suit is lined with green piping, and his fingertips are painted purple. The photo isn't a whole lot to go on, so you start to wonder what kind of, but then a thought hits you so hard you almost fall off the ledge. The thief's painted fingertips. This detail might be your one shot to solving the case before anyone else. Do you remember what colour the thief's fingertips were painted? They were purple. Who doesn't remember that? That was literally a page ago. And weren't we just looking at the photo? Couldn't we see the photo still? I don't know. That's right, his fingertips were purple. This is a very important detail that no one else is bound to know the significance behind. MC's governments require the large-scale building projects designate a portion of their budget to powered art spending. Since Grandma has a particularly green thumb, she sometimes cultivates unique flowers commissioned by emerging property owners. One of Grandma's biggest sales was a species of crossbreed orchids that sing classic operas. It took Grandma years to achieve this horticultural miracle, but there was one flaw in the design. If you touch one of these orchids, it turns your fingertips a different colour, depending on the opera it tried to sing. Grandma sold these orchids exclusively to one downtown high-rise building. This means if the thief's fingertips were painted purple from Grandma's orchids, you know exactly where he lives, since only the penthouse apartment got the purple Carmen orchids. Other people might think that this kind of case break is too good to be true, but you know better. It's fate. Still, this hunch is a bit of a long shot, so you try to keep your hopes from rising too much. You leap off the roof in the direction of the purple orchid penthouse. The purple orchid penthouse. Excitement coursing through your veins. This is a very big case. How do you feel about taking it on? This case is a bit much for my first night, but I'm going to try and rise to the occasion. This is the perfect case for me to start with. This case is way too easy. I can't wait to move on to much bigger and badder stuff. Well, it does feel kind of right. You know, I did want to... I thought it would be funny to open the newspapers, and yeah. I think it's a large case. I mean, the money is important, but I think it's perfect. Exactly. This case has lots of money and publicity attached, and while other emerging heroes might not be ready to handle it on their first night out, you certainly are. The Orchid apartment is in central downtown, so your flight over will be super short. It's also good this thief can afford a penthouse because it's pretty easy for you to access by flight. Your first priority is finding the gravitas, but catching the thief would be an added bonus. What's the best way to approach the entry? Have we considered the fact that this thief might not actually live there, but might have been stealing from that penthouse himself already? Maybe he stole the purple orchid. Hover near the windows to see if anyone's at home first, then act accordingly. Break into the apartment to try and find it. Well, let's be careful. As the ritzy high-rise comes into view, you can already see Grandma's purple orchids on the balcony. You relax your muscles and slow your pace as you approach the building, which proves difficult as adrenaline pushes through your veins. You drop down along the wall to try and keep out of sight. A building like this is bound to have anti-powered security measures. Hovering close to the penthouse window, you peer into the living room to see if anyone is home. Your heart nearly stops when you come face to face with a man standing inside the apartment, inches away from the glass. Oops. It's definitely the thief from the case photo, right down to the purple-stained fingertips. Currently, he looks far less regal and far more menacing with overgrown stubble and long greasy hair. You freeze, trying to decide what to do. Unfortunately, the thief thinks faster. He whips out a handgun, points it directly at you. How do you defend yourself? Throw up an energy shield or let out an energy pulse? Surely the best defense is a good offense, right, guys? So if we get him subdued the fastest that we possibly can, then that's going to mean that the situation can't escalate any further. However, throwing up an energy shield might be a sensible option, because then maybe we could assess the situation further, and there might be another person there. But I think the best defense is a good offense. Panicked, you close your eyes and let out... Close my eyes? What the fuck? You close your eyes and let out a low-level energy pulse. You hear the glass wall separate you from the thief shatter, and you open your eyes. The thief gun lies on the floor, melted beyond repair. A loud alarm begins to sound and the thief makes a run for it. Luckily, with the glass window now broken, you're able to fly right after him. As you pursue the thief, you expect him to run for the front door, which is why you're puzzled when he heads deeper into the lavishly decorated apartment. You race after him into the master bedroom suite, and as you do, you question about his escape plan is suddenly answered. The thief didn't head for the front door because he's got a teleportation unit in his bedroom. Personal teleportation units were supposed to be the next wave of transportation future, but the automotive industry applied millions of dollars into research that revealed the potential cancer risks of atomic fission, so the government had to ban the sale of units, putting everyone back into planes, trains and automobiles. This thief doesn't seem to care about potential carcinogens, however, since he is already inside the unit programming the machine's teleportation course. Without hesitation, you point your hands to the console and let an energy burst rip into the controls. The thief screams and jumps from the smoking room unit. Furiously, he looks up and snarls. That was a very big mistake, rookie. One sec, sorry, I need a drink of water. You can barely hear him over the alarm blaring in your ears. You know it's only going to be minutes before the police show up, so you've got to act fast. The thief seems to be thinking the same thing as he jumps to his feet and pulls something out of his belt. What's your best move? Stun the thief with a focused energy blast at a power cost of 5. Fly and physically attack the thief before he can act. Use an energy crackle to disarm the thief. Throw up an energy shield to discern the nature of the thief's weapon. Let loose a powerful energy barrage. Who cares if the thief survives the attack? Punisher option down here. I like getting physical. Let's fly up and physically attack the thief. Sorry. You fly straight for the thief, seeing he has unsheathed an oversized sword that glows red hot. It's a high-tech energy disruptor blade. Good thing you went for the physical attack, since you could have easily shorted your energy attacks with that sword. As you reach the thief, he takes a swing at you with the blade, but you duck under the blow. Whilst he's off guard, you hold out your fists and hover a few feet off the ground, beginning a spin move. A move you like to call the Fists of Fury. You immediately barrage the thief with a series of spinning punches, knocking the sword out of his hand and sending him reeling across the room. Just as you have the thief disabled, you hear the wail of police sirens from the street below. Slugger, you curse, knowing you're almost out of time. You still aren't sure if the Gravitas is even in the apartment. You consider options. You could wait for the police, then work with them to locate the Gravitas. This would garner some good will with the MCPD, but might also compromise your access to Schiller's reward. Or you could interrogate the thief before the police arrive and try to find the Gravitas on your own, taking all the reward and credit for yourself, but if you do this, you're definitely pissing off the MCPD. What are you going to do? Better decide quickly. Screw the police, I'm going to handle this on my own, or working with the police is... Oh, we don't have the second option. A cab! Tell me where the Gravitas is. That's my superhero voice, by the way. You stand over the now defenseless thief, allowing black energy to crackle across your fingertips. All right, the thief starts. The Gravitas is in the safe, The thief knows that you don't have time to check the apartment before the police arrive, so you need to make sure that he's telling the truth, which is why you fired a thin energy beam directly through his thigh. Don't lie to me, you growl. Slugger, okay, the thief shouts, writhing on the floor. I was hired to steal the Gravitas. I'm Tracker. I have the power to discover the location of anything on the planet, so finding and stealing things is... Stop stalling! Who hired you? You cut him off, hearing the police already banging on the front door. Oh no way! This is one bad dude. He will kill me for sure if I... But another energy crackle from you is enough to convince Tracker that you are able to give his employer a run for his money. All right, it was Smither, he screams. I forked the Gravitas over to him right away, but that's all I know, I swear. You freeze because you know exactly who Smither is, and hearing that he is involved is not good news. As the front door comes crashing down, you knock Tracker out with one swift punch. You then pull out a small card that reads Max Power. Max Power! Even though you don't want to work with the police, they should still know the name of the hero who helped them in this case. You drop the card on Tracker and run for the window, bursting outside just as the police come swarming into the bedroom. Cool, that was pretty action-packed, wasn't it, guys? I really dug that. Should we look at our stats quickly? So we've gained a small amount of fame, but lost some justice in that. I don't know where we lost the justice. Maybe because we didn't work with the police. Way more lawless, though, and still more offensive. Being a team player somehow. We only have 80 power left. But our legend is raised to 4. Sweet. We are becoming legendary. So next chapter, Smither, Vice, and everything Splice. I guess that's going to be about the Vice magazine. Maybe in the future they have a weird hollow TV show that's beamed into everyone's brains and making a weird documentary about Smither, who sounds like a supervillain maybe, and is splicing things with the Gravitas, splicing people together. I don't know. I'm just speculating at this point. Anyway, that was really good fun. So I think we'll wrap it up here, and we'll come back to next chapter next week. You've all been absolutely awesome. I've been Root. Peace.